Good evening, everyone. How are you doing today? Welcome to my podcast, Buying and Selling with Bri. I am Bri Dews, realtor in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. How was everyone's Easter? I hope everyone had a good Easter. This weekend was my birthday, and I turned 59 years old, and I am just so thankful and just so blessed to be in the land of the living. It really is. So many people are just, leaving this world. Today, I'm going to do a little something different. If you see me looking down, I'm just reading my notes. The market has really changed. Um, interest rates are it's just at an all-time high. It's just ridiculous how high the interest rate is going up, and how people are just not qualifying as much as they are. But first, let me talk about in the Dallas Fort Worth area, the appraisals will be going out for Tarrant County, Collin and Johnson, and all the other surrounding cities. The appraisal, your appraisal or your market value will be going out to you within the next couple of weeks. And according to the news, it has, some of them are going up 10%, 15 or 20%. And it's going to be a lot of people that is probably going to be protesting, the raise and stuff in the property taxes. This economy is really tough when trying to buy a house. So I tell everybody, if you have a house, if you have equity in your house, you want to, cash out and probably refinance and, do a remodel, or just figure out what you need to do. Because when you have a house and the market is short of houses right now, it is, every house got 20 and 30 offers on it, and it's really hard for the first time home buyers. People are really bidding, over and above, asking. And so it's just cutting out a lot of people. And with the interest rate going as high as it is, it's probably going to start cutting out a lot more people. But today, my podcast today is only 30 minutes, but I just want to go over something briefly. I have a lot of buyers that are, asking me, what should I do to start the home buying process, and, where do I begin? So let me say this. The first thing that you need to do is, when you are thinking about buying a house, especially before you talk to a realtor, you probably want to check your credit. You want to check your credit, and you want to start saving. Just remember, when you check your credit, you have Experian, you have TransUnion, and you have Equifax. That is three bureaus that report your credit to. Now, Experian, I think, is the biggest of all three bureaus. They will probably have more of your, credit information than any other one. TransUnion, Experian, Equifax, yes, they are three reporting credit agencies, but every creditor does not report to each one of them. So, like, if you look at your score on Experian, you might have 20 things. You go to TransUnion, you might have 10 things, and you go to Equifax, you might have 15 things. That is why your credit score is so different with all three credit bureaus, because of what is being reported. And once you get your credit report, you want to look at it, you want to check it, you want to make sure that, check for any delinquent accounts, you want to check for collections, you want to check for charge-offs, and you want to find a professional credit person to help you repair your credit, to get things in order to buy, to start to process and buying a house. And in the meantime, while you're fixing your credit, make sure you be saving your money. Make sure you also started paying down your debt if you can. But the main thing is you start saving your money. And once you do that, once you get your credit score, maybe 640, 650, or whatever, each lender requires a different credit score. When you get your credit score up as high as you can, then the next step you need to do is contact a realtor. We are professionals. We know the market. We know what you need. We have the right people to connect you to. Once you contact a realtor, we will sit down and we will do a buyer's consultation with you. We will sit down. We will talk to you about First of all, we're going to ask you, you know, are you in a lease right now or are you staying with some friends? If you are in a lease, we have to talk to you about when is the lease up? Are you on a month to month lease or when is the lease up? If you are looking to buy a new build, then that is very important. So, because it's taking like up to 8 months to buy a new build. And then sometimes most of the buyers now, um, they are having to do a month to month because the builders are not finished. Um, and that's causing sometimes for the rent to be higher than what are you paying now when you go month to month. If you are not interested in buying a new build and you want a pre-owned home and you are in a lease, the best thing for you to do is start like 3 months out from when your lease is getting ready to end to start the home buying process. If you find a house within that 3 month period, before the 3 month period is up, and say, for instance, you find a house right away within 30 days and you still have 2 months left on your lease. You might want to talk to the landlord about how can you terminate the lease. But most of the time, people will charge you a fee, to terminate the lease. And, if it is, it could be a small fee or reletting fee or something like that. So let me go back to the process if you are in a lease and you want a new build. So if you're in a lease and you got a new bill and you say you got 8 months left and you find a new construction home that you want, you and your realtor will go to that builder. And most of the time nowadays, the builders want you to apply through their lender as well. But it's also good to go to the lender that the realtor has sent you, to see what you pre-qualify for. And then when you go to the new bill, you can still use your lender that you have, but you may not get the incentives that the builder is getting. Sometimes the buyer wants the incentive and sometimes the buyers don't. But if you don't use the builder's lender, sometimes they will take away the incentives. If you use the builder's lender, they will give you the incentives. So once you put in a contract on the new bills right now, the builders are probably letting you put a contract in when it gets to a certain stage. Some of them let you put it when it's on the foundation. Some of them let you put it when the sheetrock is up. So every builder has a certain requirement as to what stage you can put an offer in. And once you put your offer in, you will have earnest money. Earnest money will vary probably from $1,000 on up to $2,500. Again, that will depend on the interest, the builder. Once you put your earnest money down, then you will do your contract and the salesperson will send you the contract electronically. They will send you a link to where you can pay your deposit electronically. Then after that, the process begins. So once you start that process with the new bill, you're going to be contacted by the loan processor, and the loan processor will let you know what else that you need to do. Now, in the meantime, while your lease is still maybe not up for 6 to 8 months, the builders will be building your house. But just in case they're not finished, you want to make sure you have an understanding or go talk to the leasing office to let them know that, hey, my house is supposed to be finished on this day. But just in case, how do can I do a month to month, or, what is the process just in case they go over? Sometimes the rent will go up. Sometimes they say, just let us know. But most leasing offices now, they want you to give them at least a 60-day notice. And some of them probably want a 3 month notice. So whatever you do, if you're in a new lease and you're looking to build a new construction home, please read your lease, go over your lease, and go talk to the leasing office. If you are not in a lease and you're looking to buy, you got 3 or 4 months left. You need to really hurry up and start looking for a house. It may take you that long, depending on the price range that you are in. If you are a first-time home buyer, and just say, for instance, your pre-approval amount is 270, it's a much tighter range there. You might have to put in multiple offers just to get one offer. So just be more. You really got to be patient, and you really got to be prepared when you are at that range of almost like 300 and under now, because the new norm now for a house right now going is well over the 300s. So I say to the first time home buyer, if you're in a lease and you're looking for a new construction, get with your realtor professional and you speak to them and they will give you the directions. The same things if you're not in the lease, you need to make sure that you still talk to your realtor, and they will guide you. If you don't want a new construction, when you sit down and do your buyer's consultation, your realtor will send you to a lender. The lender in turn will tell you what you need to do. That's why it's very important, even before you start the process, to check your credit out and to start saving money. Um, when you do that, you'll already know what's on your credit, because sometimes the buyers think that they are ready at this point until they pull up their credit. They'll be like, oh, I thought that was off. I thought this was off. And then you might need another couple of extra months before you even start the home buying process. But if you're ready and you go to the lender, they're going to ask you for certain documents. Each lender will ask you, some will ask you for additional documents, and everybody have a standard set of documents that they want 2 years of tax returns. They want 30 to 45 days of bank statements. They want your pay 30 to 45 days of bank stubs. They want to see if you have a 401k or a thrift savings. They need that information too, to show that where you're getting the money from for your down payment and your closing costs. Those documents are very vital to the pre-approval process. Without those documents, the lenders cannot tell you what you qualify for. And whatever you do, when you start that loan process, do not open up any new credit. Do not go buy no new car. Do not open up any new credit accounts. Don't go do anything, because it will depending on your DTI, it may or may not affect your amount that you get approved for. So just be mindful when you start. You don't open up new credit cards. You don't go buy new cars and stuff like that, because that will start affecting what you buy. Also, too, I want you to understand that sometimes what you see on your credit report is maybe not what the lender see. They may have they use a totally different system than what we use, and or maybe they see a collection that you don't see, or maybe you paid it off but it might show on their end that it's not paid off, or it may be paid off on Experian but it may not be paid off on TransUnion. It is very important, you as a buyer, you make sure you keep up with all your documents that you have showing that you paid that account off. And if there is something on your credit report that need paying, because we just as a people, sometimes we'll be like, oh, we need to pay that off, or we need to pay that off. Once you apply for your loan, just let the lender guide you on what you need to do. The lender will look at your credit report and say, hey, you need to do this, and this, and then we can do this, and this. And then they'll give say, if you get this off, this is what we can pre-approve you as. But always remember, once you apply, let the professionals help you. Let them guide you on what you need to do. The realtor, the lender, just let them guide you. And also too, when we doing this home buying process, sometimes we as people, we listen to our friends and, well, I did this and I did this. Remember, these days, just the market has changed. Just from 90 days ago, houses have gone up, 30 and $40,000 probably within the last 6 months. So remember, it's okay to listen to them, but times have changed, the houses have changed, the process is still the same, but the way the how much the house costs, or how much a person got for down payment, or this person may have said they had that on their credit report and they got this, and this. Remember, times have changed. And back then, maybe when they bought their house, the house was 200,000. Maybe that same house now might be $400,000. So remember, times have changed. And also, too, the main thing that have changed that's why it's good to get that credit score up as high as possible. The thing now that's affecting a lot of people is the interest rate. The interest rate is at percent, and it will affect how much that you get approved for. And so remember that. I have a question here. How much would a good down payment be on a new bill? Okay, that question right there, if everybody didn't hear me, is how much would a good down payment be? The lender again will guide you on what you want to put down. But if you are a person that you have saved your money and you see a house that you want, or you want to keep your house payment down to a certain amount, you and the lender will talk about, hey, I got such and such to put down on this house. Is that okay? So how much you want to put down is it for a new bill. The new bill process is different than a buying a pre-owned. Pre-owned home down payment is always 3.5% of what the offer amount is, or whatever the lender says on your pre-approval letter, because some buyers have to put down 5% and some buyers have to put down 3.5%. But I, as a realtor, I always look at my client's pre-approval letter and see what the lender requires them to put down. Like on a new bill is so different because the earnest money for them anywhere can go from $500 to $2,500, and then depending on the type of financing you have, depending on your credit, that will determine what your down payment will be. But also, you can always tell the lender this is what you want to put down. But sometimes when you put stuff down, remember, you may or may not still have closing costs. So be mindful of that as well. And I also want to talk to you about when you're as a buyer, as a new buyer, you always want to make sure if you are not approved for the over the 300 part and you're under 300K, be mindful, have an open mind, just have patience on, the process. Yes, it's going to get discouraging because you put in an offer and you get beat out by cash buyers, or, just especially if you have an FHA loan, a lot of buyers are getting, beat out because of the type of loan that they have, and they still could have put in a better offer. It's just that, it's up to the seller, which offer that they pick. But I want you to be patient in this market. It's a lot of buyers going through that 5, 10, offers putting down. And I just don't want you to get discouraged in this market, because it'll come. It may not seem like it, but it will come. And when you're in this market, you have to understand, like, if you want to live in Fort Worth, let your realtor know what side of Fort Worth you want to live on. When you want to live in DeSoto or Cedar Hill or Arlington or anywhere in the DFW Metroplex, just let the seller know where you want to live. Let the realtor know, where do you want to live? And based on your buying power, they will let you know, hey, that area starts at this way, are there any other communities that you would like to look at? Or, they will give you a list of cities that, may fit your criteria, that, what you qualify in. Because right now, everything is well over 300,000. It really is. And it's so hard out there for the first time home buyers. I have another question coming in. Closing costs change. Is that correct? And are sellers no longer assisting with closing costs? Let me answer that second one. Sellers are no longer helping with closing costs. These buyers are giving $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 over asking. So as far as sellers helping with closing costs, that is just like a no-no nowadays. People are paying for title. People are bypassing the appraisal. Some people are even bypassing the inspection. That's all that needs to be discussed with you and your realtor. As far as the closing costs changing, that depends on the type of loan that you have. Again, that is something that you need to speak to your lender professional about, and they will go over everything with you as far as how much you need for down payment, how much you need for closing costs, and just how much money you need to bring to closing. And speaking of closing costs, if you have someone that is going to assist you or help you, give you a gift towards your closing costs, remember that person the lender will call that individual, and that person still have to show the lender where they got that money from. And they're going to need a 30-day bank statement, because they want to make sure that that person that is gifting you funds, didn't go get a loan for you because uh, sometimes the lender may count that towards your debt ratio, or it all depends. Again, those are lender questions, but I do know that when someone gifts you, they have to see the proof of funds, the source, where it came from. They have to see the source, the bank statement, and everything else, where the source came from. I also want to say too that when you buy a house, remember every year property taxes increase. So when the property taxes increase, you when new property taxes come out, you have a right to protest your taxes. So sometimes if you are approved for 350 or 380 and you might see a house that's at the 350, sometimes you may not want to go to that end, but you may have to. Depends on the area that you live in. But just be mindful that property taxes do increase yearly. Your homeowner's insurance will increase and the property taxes increase. That is what makes your note go up higher, those two things. And again, when you are the market, the way the market is now, these interest rates are just creeping up. And we as realtors, we as lenders, we don't know, when the interest rate goes up. We find out just like you when it goes up, and it's just at that point now, the higher the interest rate, sometimes the less that you will pre-qualify for. So please make sure whatever you do, you pay your credit cards down, save as much money as you can, do what you need to do. And also too, for those of you that will be applying for down payment assistance, sometimes the down payment assistance may have a different interest rate than what the market rate is. So whatever the interest rate is for that down payment assistance program, that is the interest rate that your loan will be given to you at. And whatever guidelines and requirements to that loan, speak to your lender, and they will give you, everything that you need to do. Again, when you buy a house, I tell all buyers now, the way that the market is now, find a realtor, find a professional to help you, to walk you through this process. It is very tough out there right now. You need someone on your side. You need someone to know what they're doing. Whether you are, it doesn't matter where you at, but wherever you are, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you need a realtor, I'm here. I'm your girl. VA, I am a veteran. I am retired from the military, so I love my veteran people. I have a veteran lender. All he does is VA loan. He is really, really, really good. Jason Steer, he's really well. I have other lenders that will help you out. I have other lenders that will help you out with down payment assistance and do whatever. But remember, when you apply for these lenders, every lender has a different criteria as to, one lender may qualify you for 350 and the other lender may qualify you for 400. That's because they have different, guidelines that they can follow. So, so again, when your friends say, well, this lender pre-qualified me for this one, you might want to go to this one, and you go to that one and he even qualifies you for what the other ones that your realtor sent you to. So just be mindful, always listen to the professionals. We are here to help you. We are here to guide you in the right direction. We will not guide you in any way, any wrong. So again, if you have any questions, if you need a realtor, you can call me, Labrita Dews. My number is 817-935-0062. Or you can go to my website, www.labritadews.com. And I have Facebook pages, I have Instagram, I have LinkedIn, I have everything. And if there's anything that I can do for anybody, if you ask me a question and I can't find out an answer for you, you can best believe I'm gonna get back with you as soon as possible with the answer to that question. And as a buyer, I really strongly just be patient. It is a stressful time at this time because so many first-time home buyers out there are wanting to buy houses, and the competition is so tight right now. Like I said, especially if you under the 300, is, if you are you're at that range, and people that are, bidding over asking, if you can go over asking, speak to your lender about that. If you can bid over, if you can bypass the appraisal, all of that will come from your lender. If you can bypass the appraisal, how much you can go over asking, speak to your realtor professional about bypassing the inspection. I highly recommend that my buyers do not bypass the inspection. It says, do you work full-time or part-time as a realtor? Full-time. You can give me a call at 817-935-0062, and I will speak to you about that. Just let me know. Just let me know if you're an investor out there. I have an investor that I've been working with since 2013, and we good. We good. We've been together since 2013. So if you're an investor looking for someone that is trustworthy, you're looking at the right person. You want her phone number? I have to call and ask her, can I give it to you? And she will let you know. I am a realtor of my word. I will do whatever I can for you. If I can't, then, if you be like, we can't make it, we just can't make it. But I am one that will go out of my way, full over and beyond for you. It says, do you work with both buyers and sellers? Yes, I do. I just closed a listing on my street, 2 doors down from me. But yes, I do work with both buyers and sellers. I work with investors, all buyers. It doesn't matter. VA, all loans. I have a lender for all loans, VA, conventional, FHA. So yes, I do work with buyers and sellers. Yes, I do. All righty. I want to thank everyone for tuning in and listening in to me tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. It was my birthday this weekend. Yeah, I turned 59 years old. So I'm just thankful. Just really had a good weekend with my grandson. He came home from college, and my other one had a basketball tournament. So it was a great weekend. And Sunday was wonderful. Pastor preach. We had a real good time, and then I went to dinner at my friends. But other than that, y'all, if y'all need somebody in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, just give me a call. Bri Dues, 817-935-0062. You can go to my website, www.labritadues.com. I am still working on my website, trying to change some stuff. You can go to my Facebook page. You can go to my business Facebook page. You can inbox me, text me, DM me, and as soon as possible, I will get back with you. But again, thank you so much for coming to my podcast, and I welcome and I thank everybody for attending. Is there anybody else out there with any more questions they would like to answer? I say again to all the buyers, just be patient. Be mindful. It is a stressful time right now, but just do whatever the realtor and the lender ask you to do, and everything will be just fine. It really will. Any more questions? Okay. But the person that asked me, do I work with buyers and sellers? My business page have all. I don't have all my information on there, but I do have some information on my business Facebook page about everything. Like I said, just give me a call. And again, if anybody is looking to buy a house in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, please give me a call at 817-935-0062. I am studying to become a broker. So once I get past that test, I'll be fine, y'all. But just call me. Let me know. I'll be here for y'all. Thank you so much. It's the things that you do, and it's the